Good morning, everyone. Hello, hello. Here we are. Found the video, back to the stream. Let's get everyone in who is here to join us today live. And if you are not, there we go. If you are not, I am so ready, so excited to connect with you at some point in the live space as well. So we are on Metatron for our meditation. We have been running through the codes, tracking with like the different challenges that get solved as we adapt, right? Our metatronic frequency when we're running this field really intently and these codes very intently. And so today's challenge that we're going to be speaking to is identity. And, we're at the culmination, the completion. This code is about the completion of the cycle, right? Each code leads us to a different level of working with and bringing on board our Metatronic frequency. And ultimately, yesterday we were talking about the DNA and the helix, right? The way the energy flows. You can think of it as like the infrastructure, the neural network infrastructure through which the energy flows, that Metatronic frequency flows. And so from there, once it actually boots up, it's in our system. But what ultimately happens to all of us, especially if we are not living out on the land and disconnected from the matrix, is we're going to glitch in and out, right? We're going to feel ourselves. And, we're talking about the challenge, but in so many ways, it's a good thing, right? Because it continually causes us to refine, to strengthen, to build the muscle. The matrix itself is not built on metatronic frequency, on metatronic codes. It's built on an older infrastructure. And so, and that infrastructure is also going through its own reboot, its own re-identification, if you will. So the images we're going to work with today to really help us land this is ultimately what we've created, which is an ecosystem, right? We've brought the frequency through the DNA yesterday. We are, if you think back to where we began, we were turning on that Metatronic light. And this is a code of both descension and ascension, meaning we are ascending the frequency to the surface, to form, right? We're here to be bringing the frequency of your Metatronic, your divine blueprint into form. And so as you start to toggle with that in your day-to-day interaction, yes, it's here. Yes, it's present. And if we were to be fully expressed in that out in the 3D world, craziness could ensue, right? And not in a bad way. It's not that we don't want to be doing that. However, there are reasons for us to be human as well, right? Like there is goodness in the humanity aspect of who we are. And so what this brings us to is our identity, right? If we are continually identifying with only being human, we're going to get caught in the challenges. And if we're continually identifying with only being in the Metatronic space, we're probably going to get really lost in the field. It's not that we can't, but we aren't here to only be in spirit all of the time. We are here to be in this human body, in this human form. We can't bring light into the matrix without activating it and then going into the matrix to deliver that light, to be in that light and in that form, to deliver those frequencies. And so it takes a lot, right? It takes us plugging in, unplugging. It's this toggle that we're constantly going through. And so identity becomes the mechanism that is the answer, right? Not only do we need to remember to continue to identifying with our Metatronic aspects and attributes, our way of being, but we also need to identify with ourselves in that greater capacity, right? And it's in doing that when we recognize that we can hold this field all of the time while still being in our human form, doing the human things. It's in those ways that we really start to make an impact and show up, because you are an agent. This, I mentioned yesterday, the traffic. I've been driving my kids to school for the last, since school started, really. I have a couple more months of this to go before my next kid gets his license. But traffic in the last 2 days has been off the charts, crazy. And my thought was yesterday that, something's happening with souls. Some souls are up to something. And and then turns out yesterday's interruption was due to fatalities. And how powerful, how potent is it that, when, never mind the 3D implications on the matrix and traffic slowing down and the energy flowing, but how when a soul leaves, whether we recognize it or not, that impact is felt. And it may be inadvertently because you're caught in the traffic, but the impact is felt in the matrix as well, right? Like, so we can't forget, and that's a very extreme circumstance when someone passes or transitions, I should say, and then that ripple effect occurs throughout the matrix. But we can't forget the force of who we are in any given moment, and how simply again today I saw another accident occur. I'm like, and it's Uranus energy. Oh my gosh, forgot about that piece. Uranus went retrograde. So again, a lot of activity around that front of just things going sideways, right? The wild card, and Uranus will always bump us into that space of being able to see what we couldn't see otherwise, right? So let's go ahead, take a deep breath in, because I want you to recognize how, as you're out navigating, and I feel and sense that we are heading into a field of energy that is going to continue to deepen, where we are seeing not just the illusion, but the illusion unfolding, where realities are really literally on the surface now going to start shifting. We have been, for the last, not just 3, really since the beginning of summer, we have been in this field where deep inside, beginning of July, deep inside, there's been these cogs that have been shifting in a big way. And deep inside, we've been feeling that slow down, that hold. Well, all of that now is rising to the surface. All of that fluctuation and shift that was happening so deep dimensionally in the field, it is now coming up and through. And we are going to continue to see this. We're going to continue to see random things that are just bizarre, potentially, right? Doesn't mean that they're going to be catastrophic or bad. They could be, but they also, when the illusion comes down and we start to see things differently, it's important to remember through our identity that the Metatronic mind really keep tracking with, like, what is happening on that front, see through and into the dimensions. I guess that's what I want us to land with in this code, is to see through the dimensions, while also, as best you can, simultaneously holding the ecosystem that you've built, not only within your body, but the ecosystem within your home and your environment, and then allowing that to begin to trickle out. Ultimately, as we navigate into the third dimensional realm with these fifth dimensional mindsets, I find one of the best ways to think about it is in the light, or in the context of being an earth angel, right? You are a light being. We are talking a Metatronic code. None of you and all of you are both human and of the stars, right? Like, we are all of these elements. And so this code, the Metatron Code 7, is all about being the youth, right? Bringing that frequency into form and living your life accordingly. So if the construct of living as an earth angel helps with that identity to really anchor in what you're here to be doing and the degree and the level of impact you can have. There's so much intentionality that we are bringing on it every day just by you showing up to this space and these meditations. I can't emphasize enough how critical you are to the shifts that are occurring right now and how much greater capacity we all have the potential for stepping up and stepping into what that frequency is and looks like. So enough blah, 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 talking away about this code. I'm going to read it to you. I want you to take a couple nice deep breaths in. I'm going to go off camera for a moment to pull it up if I can get to it. There we go. And as you breathe in and out, what I want you to feel is that golden light shining down, that mind tack, the golden light with it, and really into the energy of you being this Metatronic ecosystem that is a frequency that is here to not only create coherence between the dimensions, but also can create interruption for those that are not fully conscious yet, right? Like we're here to transition things, to bring them into the new, to allow that energy to birth itself. The ecosystem of that starseed light, of your divine essence and energy that is eternal. So with another nice deep breath in, as I read this code, just feel into the room, feel into the environment, and feel into your Metatronic light, imagining it coming on through the light link, shifting into Starlink. Just continue with each breath, building the frequency, allowing yourself to create coherence between the words that I'm sharing, this field that we are existing in, and your physical human form. Nice deep breath in, nice big exhale. You beginning to take that involuting descent into the body. Our job today is we're going to go into the body and bring the light, then ascend the cells within the body through the descension into the ascension, bringing the light up and through. An ecosystem birthed anew, immaculate conception, again made true. The ultimate being, both human and light, the divine grace merged with power and might. This is a long code, so I just want you to breathe into that. I'm going to read it again. An ecosystem birthed anew, immaculate conception, again made true. You are birthing aspects of your soul in this vessel, in this container of your body. All dimensions of the universe converge, allowing your soul to come into form. The ultimate being, both human and light simultaneously, the divine grace merged with power and might. For what is your humanness if not power and might? Incredible courage, incredible conviction to persevere, to forge through this third dimensional reality. And as you do, your body comes online. As we continue with the code, spiritual technologies unearthed from within, the youth restored for the win. So I'm going to pause here, and I really want you to breathe in that luminescent light. Yesterday, we brought in the holographic energy. If you recall, if you were with us, we reached in through the dimensional realm, allowing, as we toggled between both reality in the third dimensional form and fifth dimensional. Let's go ahead and set that field up again. Just envision using your hands as you run light through them to create a circle and letting yourself spin as you step through, Just beginning to spin within that circle. And as you continue the spin, you can feel your body coming online. It's as though the density gets pulled away by gravity, and at the center of your centrifuge is light. Go ahead and focus on your spine, envisioning this swirling energy like a tornado swirling up through your spine. As you feel that light, it's like turning a light on and it, like an LED, the spine becomes illuminated. Now go ahead and feel that swirling energy inside of your mind. So that vortex begins to spin and to swirl. Oftentimes when we do the spinning, we're thinking of the physical body. Right now, I really want you to focus in on holding that spinning inside of these different major aspects of your physical form, from the spine to the inside of the mind. Yawns coming through. Notice how your body physically responds as you switch frequencies. Those are usually your biggest indicator that you're moving into different dimensional space. And focusing in on that spinning. And now coming into, we're not going to do the spin in the heart. I want you to feel it in your belly. So front side, back side of the belly button. It's almost as though if we were to be watching a vortex, a tornado, where and how does it spin up and out of the spine? It's almost like the tip of the tornado is at the tailbone and it is drawing. It's like it converges and comes together. So there's a funnel that's running up your spine, completing in the top of your mind. But as we go to the tailbone, it's like the tightest point, and on the opposite side of that is energy spinning, almost like the mirror reflection of what's spinning through your spine, spinning in the dimensional realm. Go ahead and hold that dual vortex. And as we do, spiritual technologies unearthed from within. We are flushing, cleansing, clearing the field. This is a goddess Kali energy and frequency. Whenever we bring the vortex in movement and action into form, we are focusing on the current and the energy, the current sea that pulls through. Continuing to breathe in and out here. No particular visual, just you connecting to the energy, observing this dualistic nature within. And now igniting the spark. The phoenix rises from the dew. The dew could be the wombs of the waters. It could be the lagoon that you saw the holographic nature rise from. The phoenix rises from the dew. Shine your light and your density, so all can't help but see that they are you and you are me. As we move into this part of the code, allowing that spinning energy to begin to settle, and allowing yourself to just flip it over, like flip that cone over, as though, I know we were in the tailbone up to the mind. Go ahead and invert the mind, imagining that the top of the vortex of the mind drops to the belly and the belly rises to the mind. Toggle that back and forth for a moment. You probably aren't going to get a lot of visual of anything, just shifting the energy, holding dualistic frequencies simultaneously. It may be that you experience your mind going totally black, totally dark, totally blackout. And maybe your womb comes alive like a Pandora, earth scene and realm. Go ahead and feel that expansion, a lot of bioluminescence activating in the field. I want you now, we've been working off of water, the phoenix is fire. I want you just to feel into the different energies within this realm as you hold both the dark and the light in your presence and your awareness. Shine your light and density so all can't help but see that they are you and you are me. Frequency flowered into form. A new reality becomes the norm. So again, we create with both dark and light energy. As that dark begins to onboard, almost as though it's percolating, much in the way the golden light trickles down the spine, like the darkness, that void, that quantum void, that 0 point energy just trickles down spine and up through the spine. It's as though we've been running these two energies sloshing back and forth like water in a glass or in a jar. And in a moment, they're all going to settle. Weave your web, share this truth. The Imlaketch birthed through you, the one and two made new. So we're going to take a couple deep breaths in here because you are holding two frequencies. Somewhere in here is all, you most likely feel like you just have a void running through your body. And we're going to call in that Metatronic light, that diamond ray, again, because it's in here too. We are like the yin yang, both the dark and the light, with their two different points. And in just a moment, we are going to, again, this title is The Youth. And I want you to find, the challenge is identity. So often it probably feels like you glitch in and out of the matrix. Sometimes you're in your 5D, sometimes you're not. Sometimes we're in our human and we get the hit of the 5D, of the matrix that's ensuing and unfolding around us. The one and two birthed through you, the Inlaketch birthed through you, the one and two made true. So as you come all the way back, nice deep breath in. We are about to spark this field. I want you to really come into the physical body and allow each of the energies of the elements to rise through your body. We're going to start with the waters, spirit. Feel them moving within your system and attuning to this 0 point energy. Total coherence, total neutrality between dimensions. Now shifting into the air, feeling the oxygen moving through your lungs. Feeling the ether of spirit and shifting into fire, allowing yourself to rise from the waters, from the ethers. But instead of rising, oftentimes we think of the phoenix as rising from the ashes. The ashes would be the earth. This phoenix is going to rise into the earth from the ether, a new expression, a new version of you, rising in and to and through this matrix that we built out yesterday. You, through your DNA, birthed anew, rising in the body, into the physical form, imagining that phoenix burning through your system, implanting itself as one of your new imprints, your new holographs. And so I want to have you come in and focus now on your pineal gland and that phoenix energy, that flame sparking to light in the pineal gland, burning it like a pine cone burns. Pine cones need fire. And this phoenix rise through that pine cone. And as that fire ignites, it's as though we can see the embers of the pine cone burning, and then all of a sudden, everything illuminates. Infinite number of cells turn into little diamonds, diamond rays. As the Imlakach is birthed anew, 1 and 2, the dark and the light, the absence and the material coming together to create you, an earth angel, here to wield this light. What identity do you and will you choose to form, to forge, to birth anew? What identity is going to lead you forward? Who are you as this Metatronic being holding this Metatronic light within your system? How do you want to show up in the world? Where's your heart guiding you? Answer the question anew, because again, every time we do this, bring these fields together, we bring in a new version of ourselves. Slowly coming all the way into the body, all the way back to consciousness. Let yourself feel this energy ignited like a layer of luminescent diamond ray light burning, ignited just beneath your skin. Feel the light within as you go about your day. And with that, namaste, so much love. I will